Keep waving. Yeah. All right, we're ready.
Hi, my name is Cody Lopez, and I'm here to talk about universal health care. Imagine you're an impoverished person living with a chronic condition such as asthma, living in a rundown, mildewy apartment that aggravates your condition. But of course, you're impoverished, so you don't have the capability of accessing adequate medical treatment. This is the reality for millions of Americans. And the solution, of course, is a universal healthcare system that makes healthcare more accessible and more affordable for many people. In a 2012 article for the PBS NewsHour, Jason Kane cites a report that we spend over $8,000 per year per capita on healthcare in America, which is nearly 2.5 times more than other countries such as Sweden or France. This means we spend about 18% of our GDP on healthcare each year. In the article, he interviews a man working for the OECD, an international economic organization. The interviewee states that part of the reason for the excess costs in America is because of the variety of insurance, which makes it so that no one organization has an incentive to reduce waste or eliminate costly practices. In a 2015 article for Newsweek, Jessica Ferger cites a statistic that over 31 million Americans are underinsured. This means that millions of people a year can't afford to get their necessary prescriptions filled or get medical diagnostics and such like that. Being denied access to care can often lead to worse health conditions as untreated conditions deteriorate, becoming a bigger health risk and more costly to treat down the line. In the study, around half said that they were using their savings to pay their bill, and a similar amount said that medical debt had negatively impacted their credit score. Some were even so encumbered by medical debt that they were forced to declare bankruptcy. Being poor is challenging enough without the axe of medical debt hanging over your head. Not only does income level affect access and quality of medical care in America, but so does race. In a 2015 article in Forbes, Robert Pearl mentions that the U.S. has the lowest life expectancy and one of the highest infant mortality rates of the 17 wealthiest nations of the world. Part of this is because of the disparity in quality of health care for Americans. People in African American and Latino communities often experience 30 to 40% worse health care outcomes compared to other Americans. Universal health care can help more Americans have better access to health care while also improving the quality of care and evening it out. Health care is an issue that impacts everyone. No matter how lucky or personally responsible you feel you might be, it is impossible to prepare for every circumstance. Of course, preventative health care can help mitigate some of these problems. In 10 Reasons for National Health Care, O'Brien and Livingston mention stories of individuals with chronic health conditions like high blood pressure and diabetes that people can't afford proper treatment for. And as these conditions go untreated, they eventually spiral out and result in people being sent to the emergency room with heart attacks or kidney failure because of these untreated conditions. Universal health care can help alleviate this by making sure people have proper access to preventative health care and can afford it before things spiral out of control and become even more costly and life-threatening to treat. Universal health care is basically a system in which all members of a country will be entitled to a kind of health benefits package. This can make healthcare easier to access and cheaper for everyone. In a 2014 article for Newsweek, David K. Johnston cites a statistic that health costs in Britain and France are often much cheaper than in the United States. An example being costs for common procedures such as MRIs or regular childbirths are often thousands of dollars cheaper in Britain or France as compared to the United States. There would also be more transparency and consistency in healthcare costs as well under universal healthcare. In America, it's In the article, he mentions that in America it's difficult to ascertain the costs of certain procedures, people effectively buying something without even knowing what the cost is. And in the article, it's mentioned that for a procedure such as an appendectomy, in America, the cost can vary from $8,000 to over $29,000. Johnston states that this is a sign of an inefficient market and suggests that we should use a similar system to Medicare, or single-payer treatment for elderly people, and that Medicare has a lower overhead and lower costs, and switching everyone to a similar system would be more beneficial. Establishing universal health care would help bring America in line with other wealthy developed nations and allow for better health for everyone and making health care cheaper overall. And how would we achieve such a thing? By getting involved in local politics and contacting congresspeople and advocating for cheaper health care and such systems that can help benefit the poor. We need to make sure that those elected into office care about all Americans and not just those with money. Having a system such as universal health care would ensure that everyone, especially impoverished asthmatics, could breathe easier.